some time for God to set you free from the prison of your mind, there are some things He needs to make public. Those things could be a secret that you are hiding. Some things you've done and you are not proud of it, and you are so much ashamed of it, and you are so much worried about what if people hear. It could be some of action that you have taken that you are not proud of it. It could be word that you have said about somebody and you are so much ashamed of it. It could be some things that you've involved yourself in, and every time that thought come back to you, you are so broken, you are so weak, you are so ashamed, and above all, you are so scared about people hearing about it. And you discover that some of those things can actually be pushing you away from God, because you are no longer acting in the right senses that God wants you to act. You are no longer doing the things that God wants you to do because of the guilt and the shame of that could be breaking you. And sometimes it can even happen that even people that are not supposed to suffer from that which that you have done, they are suffering from it because of your guilt has turned you into a weak person, and you are ashamed of it. You don't want people to hear, so the anger is making you to act in abnormal way. You see, for God to set you free, especially if you're someone that God really loves, what God first of all needs to deal with is to first of all deal with that guilt and that secret that you're hiding. And one of the ways that God can deal with those things is that He might need to let go of those secrets that you're hiding. Maybe you might not be able to reveal it yourself. God will make one way or the other to make sure that those secrets come out. And you see, the greatest prison anyone can never live in, prison without a building, is a prison of your mind. It could be prison of what you've done at the past. It could be prison of what people say about you that you've done, and truly you've done it, but you can never forgive yourself, or you don't want to forgive yourself because of you are thinking, how are people saying me? What will people say about me? But one thing I want you to know is that if it has happened to you like it has happened to me, you don't need to live in your yesterday. You see, there was a story in the Bible, but the man was described because of his past mistake. Even till today, when you get to his part of the story, he was still referred to as his past condition. It wasn't a mistake, as his past condition, which is the blind Bartimaeus. He could have been addressed as a new man that God opened his sight to see in the Bible, but no, he was called by the name of his problem, of his predicament. So it's as the same thing as the mistake that you've done. People will always refer you back to your yesterday. Nobody will be able to talk about your tomorrow. The reason being is because God will not reveal your tomorrow to people. What people will always base on, it is what you've done yesterday, it is what you've done 1 year ago, it is what you've done last week. Because the power that people have is about seeing your past error or your past days. They cannot tell about what is coming ahead of you. even you yourself. So whatever that has happened at your past, that is your past. Apostle Paul says something. He says, pressing forward for the things that are before me, forgetting about the things which are behind me. You don't have time to be going back to what is behind you. So I made one prayer during that time. I was going through those stress, those shame, those guilt in my head, because I didn't know what to do about it anymore. I simply said to God, I say, oh God, I don't know how you will help me handle this shame, this guilt, but whatever it will cost you to set me free from this guilt, that I may not have to continue to suffer in this guilt and shame, in this fear of who we hear, and that I may not also need to be suffering people around me because I am angry at myself. I say, God, let it be. And I was sitting down one day, I got a call, and I discovered that the secret I was hiding was revealed. The first thing I did was to laugh. I simply said to God, I know you answer my prayer when I pray, but this one is too fast. That God had to break this thing open for me to be healed. At that very moment that I discovered that the secret was leaked, I received new energy, a peace that I cannot describe. Just like the Bible said, that a peace beyond man understanding come upon me instantly. I don't know what that which you might be hiding, that guilt that is killing you, that past mistake that is telling you you can never be better, that error that you are so much afraid of, that shame that you are so much worried about, that secret that you don't want people to hear. Maybe you need to pray the same prayer that I pray, that God, whatever it will cost you to make me again. David fell. It was not because he was outside God. He was still in ministry. He was still in the plan of God, but he fell. That is what makes you human. We are all human. So wherever you find yourself yesterday, don't let it hold your today down. Maybe you need to pray that prayer that God, whatever it will cost you to repair me, to return the peace like a river back to me, to take away this guilt and this spirit that is destroying me, which is the spirit of shame and worry, that let it be. And I want you to know that there's nothing God cannot do. You can have peace like me. You can be restored like me. Don't worry about what people will call you. People will always judge you according to your past. But sometimes you see people that continue to hold on to your past and begin to mock you and be saying a whole lot of things about your past. They can never be as better as you, because the one who is great, they have all gone through one shame or the other, and he who has gone through one shame or the other and become great can never judge another person because of their yesterday. That is one thing I want you to know. So if today is your first time of coming across my video, kindly like, share, subscribe to my channel. This is still the Lion Voice. See you in the next video. And right now, like I said, it is going to be good and better, and it's going to be all the way to the top. The Lion Voice. My name is Gordon Shedu. Thank you so much for watching.